believe that a majority of Illinoisans believe that we should continue the death penalty for the worst of the worst.
Immediate criticism from several lawmakers after Governor Quinn abolishes the death penalty and clears death row in Illinois. Good evening. Pat Quinn calls it the most difficult decision he's ever made as governor. Today he signed a bill ending capital punishment, saying it's not possible to create a mistake-free system. He also commuted the sentences of the 15 people on death row to life in prison. That includes two men from our region, Gary Pate, who killed his estranged wife and her daughter in Hamilton County in 2006, and Cecil Sutherland, sentenced to die for raping and murdering a 10-year-old girl in Jefferson County in 1987. News 3's Jeff Stensland is here with more on this story. So how does this change things for prosecutors and defense lawyers, Jeff?
Well, even prosecutors say that they've lost one of their most critical tools for heinous crimes. In fact, right now we have 3 cases in Southern Illinois awaiting trial on capital murder charges. Now that the death penalty is gone, the most prosecutors can hope for is life in prison without parole. And that's not justice in the eyes of some of the victims' families.
Dennis Scholes knows nothing will bring his daughter back, but now he wonders if Governor Quinn is valuing the life of Amy Schultz's killer over the one he took. We talked to him in January after the General Assembly voted to abolish the death penalty.
He's breathing, and Amy's not here. She's dead because of him. And I'm angry because of that.
Scholes says justice will be served when Cecil Sutherland is dead. Quinn commuted his death sentence to life in prison Wednesday.
With DNA this day and age, it would be a lot harder yet to put an innocent person to death.
It has been a very helpful tool for prosecutors.
Williamson County State's Attorney Chuck Garnotti has prosecuted several death penalty cases. More often, he uses the threat of execution to negotiate plea bargains.
What that did was save the county money by not having the trial, but most importantly, it was able to give some closure to the families of the victim.
Perhaps the best example of that, Garnotti says, is the case against Timothy Kreitcher. In 2007, police connected him to 9 brutal rapes and murders, including one in Williamson County. Prosecutors took the death penalty off the table in exchange for Kreitcher's confessions. Garnotti says that helped relatives who were mourning the loss of their loved ones 25 to 30 years later.
9 families with closure who very well might not have had that if we didn't have the death penalty to hang over his head.
Now, the legislation signed by the governor takes effect on July 1st. You mentioned that there are 3 of those death penalty cases in our region awaiting trial. Will any of them make it to trial before that deadline, July 1st?
It's not likely to happen. In fact, Afton Ferris and Michael Shallard in Franklin County are actually not set to go on trial until at least late June. And another man, Willie Williams, won't go to trial until after that in Alexander County. No.
Not looks like it's going to happen. Now, then there's the Christopher Coleman case. That's in the Metro East. That is set to start a lot sooner than those trials, though, right?
It is. In fact, analysts are saying that that trial could be starting here very soon, and it could actually be the last death penalty case in Illinois. Coleman is actually accused of strangling his wife and 2 sons back in 2009. If he's convicted of and sentenced to death before July 1st, Quinn could actually be the deciding factor in that, whether he stays on death row and is our last execution, or if he is to be commuted like the rest of the 15 today.
Like the other 15. Okay. Thank you, Jeff.